All right, so today we're talking about goals. How do we stay focused? How are we more productive? And how do we move forward during a pandemic? All right. First thing I'm going to ask everyone to do is write down a personal goal for yourself. Take 30 seconds on a piece of paper or on somewhere on your computer. Write down you have a goal, something that you want to do for yourself, because we'll work on this throughout the course of this presentation. Hopefully you've had enough time. We're going to keep moving to the next slide. What are some ideas of goals? I want to get in a shape is something I've seen. I want to be more productive is something I've seen, and I want to be better, right? And my friend SpongeBob is there with the rainbow, and his rainbow is there because those are not goals; those are dreams. Right? Those are the dog is there to symbolize wolf, right? You can't really use those as goals, right? Because they're too vague, and we want to make them better, right? So what makes a goal a goal? A goal is a small action step you commit to completing. It usually progresses towards a larger vision or mission. All right. So I chose this picture of the buoy lines, right? And then at the very end, you can see the finish line. The buoys are small goals working towards our end goal, and that's why these are here. All right. We're going to work on our small goals that move towards our finish line. And the first thing we want to do is identify a larger vision or mission. Right? When you go on a road trip somewhere, right? First, if you use Google Maps, first thing you put where you're starting, and the first thing you do is you put the second thing you do is put where you're going. Right? So I'm going to ask you, what is your big long-term goal? What is your mission? What do you want to achieve? Whether it's rowing, whether it's school, whether it's at home, or whether it's for surviving the pandemic, what is your long-term goal that you have? What are you going to put in the destination of your goal-setting journey? So go ahead, take another 15, 20 seconds and write down what your big overlying mission is as an athlete or as a person, whatever you want. Go ahead. I'll share mine. You'll see here, for me, the boathouse is my work, so that's my starting point. And the end point is youth nationals, and that's where I want to bring the team. I want to go to youth nationals. So that's my long-term goal. Right. But from there, how do I get there? Perfect. We got to set some SMART goals, right? And a SMART goal is a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based, right? Well, if you think about the GPS or the Google Maps, you have your starting point, you have your end point, you press get directions, and it gives you step-by-step directions how to get there, right? Your SMART goals are going to be your step-by-step directions, right? It wouldn't give you the step-by-step directions and then tell you where you're going, right? Because you may get there and decide that's not where you want to be. You want to put your destination first, and then it gives you step-by-step. Same idea. You need your destination, and then we'll set some SMART goals to set our step-by-step directions, right? So hopefully you have your a goal that you wrote at the very beginning, and you've got your destination. And now what we'll do is take that goal that you wrote and transform it using these 5 steps and make it a little easier to get to your destination. All right. So I'm going to do an example with you. All right. So say someone's initial goal is, I want to get into shape, right? And we've already decided that getting into shape isn't a great goal because it's not, it's a dream. It's not specific enough. And I've got this shape of a box because I want to get into shape. A box is a shape. So I chose that as my image. All right. That can mean a lot of things. So we have to be more specific. I want to improve my on the water 2K. Right. All right. So that is something way more specific than I want to get in shape. I want to be able to perform on the water. But now we want it to be measurable. right? I want to improve my on the water 2K. I want to improve my on the water 2K from 7:40 to 5 minutes. The minutes part is what makes it measurable, right? Uh, I want to be awesome is a great goal, right? With the exception, if you can't measure awesomeness, you can, but not the way we'd like to, right? Minutes, pounds, time, those are all metrics for measuring, right? So far we've had specific and measurable. Take 30 seconds and add those components to your goal. Whatever it may be, whatever you have, add some components specific and measurable to your goal. Coach Morgan, can you share with us some things that you've added to make your goal more specific and more measurable?
Yeah, so I wrote my goal as I want to break 650 on my 2K on the erg.
Okay.
And I have to go from my PR is 651 to 649 or under.
Okay, so you can see it's specific. She talks about her 2K on the erg, and it's measurable in time, or more specific, it's measurable in seconds. She wants to go from 51 to 49. All right, thanks, Coach Morgan.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. What is the A? It's attainable. All right. I want to improve my on the water 2K from 7:40 to 5 minutes. Well, right now, your on the water 2K is not attainable because of COVID. All right, you can't get on the water. All right, so what could you attain right now? You could improve your 2K on the erg. All right, that could be something that that is attainable right now. But moving from there, realistic. I want to improve my 2K from 7:40 to 5 minutes. If you can do 5 minutes on your 2K, you will go to the Olympics. All right, which may be a stretch for most of our modified athletes. All right, so we need something a little more realistic. We want to improve from 7:40 to 7:30, and that is a more realistic goal. All right, so now we've added two more components, right, of attainable and realistic. Go ahead and add to your goal a component of attainability and realism that makes your goal a SMART goal. Coach Ben, can you share some parts that you've added to your goal that are attainable and realistic?
So one of my goals is to go to the under 23 World Championships. And so something I added was a starting point. I'm starting right now at Saratoga Rowing, and I wanted to make the national team. And something to make that attainable is training with a good training plan every day.
Okay. So what parts of that, a good training program is attainable, right? And it's realistic. It's not something that you couldn't do, which makes those extra excellent components to add. Right. I chose this image of get calm, we're getting there, because we were almost done. We hit 4 or 5 parts. Our last one is time-based, right? And that mostly means like an end date, gives it some urgency, not necessarily the minutes part, right? That is our measurement, but when are we going to do this? So I want to improve my 2K from 7:40 to 7:30. I want to improve my 2K from 7:40 to 7:30 by the end of May. And that gives it a little urgency. I want to do it by the end of the month, right? And that's a component that we would add to our goal. Right? So we took our initial goal if I want to get into shape, and we made it. I want to improve my erg 2K from 7:40 to 7:30 by the end of May. And that second one is what makes a SMART goal, right? And when you set a SMART goal, right, and you do those things, you know you have something to be motivated towards, right? And you have something that's going to move you forward. So when we do get back to normal, you're ready to roll. But how do we make these goals even better? How do we make them smarter? They're everyday actions, right? So what do we do every day? right? How do we take a big goal or even a medium-sized goal, right? So Coach Morgan shared with us her goal of dropping 2 seconds. She can make that goal even smaller. What is she going to do to improve herself to get those 2 seconds? And then we readjust when we see things aren't working the way we want them to. Right. So I took my SMART goal. I want to improve my erg 2K from 7:40 to 7:30 by the end of May, and I'm going to erg steady for 5K. So today I'm going to erg steady for 5K, and I know that is a step, right, in the journey to get me to improving my 2K. Do the coaches do this? Yes, right? We wanted to share every day. The coaches are part of a chat, and we have to answer these 3 questions. We have to answer what we did yesterday, right? And this is something I actually pulled this from our daily chat. I texted all the mod girls and their families. I worked on 2 presentations. I worked on our training plan. And I wrote 10 pages. And then we set some objectives for the day. Texted all the mod boys. I proofread my presentations. I made some phone calls, and I wrote some more in my book. And then I had a roadblock. Is anyone good with the Word document? I'm working on this book, and all the margins and fonts are messed up, and I could figure it out, but it'd be way easier if I had a teammate already knew how to do it and could teach me. All right. And the reason we bring this up is because you can ask your teammates, right? So a couple things as we're wrapping up, right? Our take-home points. Look at your first goal. Has it gotten any better? And does anyone want to share, right? Are any of the coaches that have not spoken so far, do you want to share what how your goal has progressed?
Sure, I can tell you mine.
Yeah, thanks, Coach B.
Okay, so just to give you guys an example so you understand sort of what we're doing, is that I have 2 baby sweaters that I have to knit by June 1st. And if I don't keep going, I'm not going to be done in time. So I say that I have to get one of them done by the 15th of May. And the second one I have to have done by June 1st, so that I'll have them both done in time. And to break it down further, I say I have to do 30 rows a day, or I have to do a front or a back or a sleeve or something every 2 days. And that way, if I stay on that schedule, I should be able to meet my goal by June 1st.
Oh, that's a great example. Thanks, Coach Bean. You so specific. She has to do 30 rows. It's measurable by the number of rows that she does. I'm going to ask her, it seems like it's attainable. I don't know anything about knitting, but
yes, especially during a pandemic.
You have a ton of time to do it. It's realistic, right? And it's time-based. She set some deadlines for May, the middle of May and the end of May, right? We're going to ask you to write some SMART goals. We're going to tell you to share them with your teammates, right? The last thing we want you to do is we want you to ask for help, right? You can ask your teammates, and you can ask your coaches, all right? If you have a goal and you want help, you should let us know. All the coaches who coach because we love it. And when we don't have anyone to coach, we're going nuts, right? So if you want help with your goal, you can ask us, right? And this picture is from day 1 of 7th grade boys. And I just needed another picture, so I liked it, and that's the one I chose. All right. What I'm going to do is stop recording.